Do I think we're going to go all the way? Fuck it. Yes, we are. Somebody shut him up, man. Please. Please, somebody shut him up. It's not just that he's wrong. It's the fact that the words just keep coming out of his mouth. He can't just shut. He keeps going. It's unbelievable. Like, it's God. I've even shorted the clip. This guy, man, such a fucking doofus, man. He just keeps talking. All right, episode 6. Today we're gonna talk about the Milan derby. I did it for you. Yes, I got it. I said last video, oh, Milan's gonna win the league, and then you guys somebody's gonna clip it up and say, hey, haha, you didn't win the league. All right, whatever. I did it for you. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Yeah, we lost badly. I'm not quite sure what to say about this game. So, obviously, automatically, the doom and gloom comes in. We're gonna lose the league. Well, I mean, okay, that one actually is true, but we need to fire some people, some idiots, some absolute fucking morons, whose opinions will not be dignified on this fucking episode. Okay, some idiots talking about Pioli. A lot of, I'm going to be a little bit nicer. A lot of, let's say, naysayers, okay? We're talking about Romagnoli. Guys that clearly don't understand what defending is and wouldn't even know if a fucking bitch slapped them in the face. They wouldn't know what defending was, okay? And just generally, then there's all this talk about, oh, are we even going to make top 4 now? Oh, this and that. We're second place. I just want to make that clear, by the way. We're in second place, okay? We're not in fifth. We're in second place. Okay, 4 points. Just 4 behind Inter. Not that I think we're going to actually catch up, but it's only 4 points. Okay? 6 points behind 5th place, for context. So now that we've talked about, like, the general, we've bullet points or whatever about the general fallout of the game, let's just actually talk about the game. I watched the highlights today just to refresh my mind about what exactly happened. First moment of the game, first clip of the game, I guess, whatever. Lukaku beats Romagnoli for pace off the turn. He gets in behind. Kjaer makes a beautiful recovery, slide tackle, blocks a low cross from Lukaku. It comes back to Lukaku, who circles around. Now Romagnoli's back in position. Lukaku starts moving away from goal. He crosses it in on his left foot. Kjaer loses Lautaro for some reason, and Lautaro scores the first goal with a header. Then there's a cross from Perisic, I think, a low driven cross. No one gets on the end of it. That was kind of dangerous, but nobody really touched it. Then Teo Hernandez gets a chance on the other end, scuffs his shot completely, goes just wide. Let's see what else we got. That was then halftime. We come out the half, completely different first 15 minutes of the half. Milan pressing, Milan playing so much better. Ibra gets 2 unbelievable chances, 2 headers. One off a corner, heads it. Handanovic, amazing save. Then again, gets a cross in at the far post. He overpowers, I think, was Skriniar. I'm not 100% sure. He goes over him, hits the header. Another amazing Handanovic save. Then Hakan shoots, it gets blocked. There's some confusion with the inter midfielders. Tonali takes over the ball, dribbles past one guy, shoots, another Handanovic save. So that's 3 clear-cut, or at least 2 clear-cut chances and 1 very good chance from Tonali. All brilliant Handanovic saves. Then they come back on the counter. Ball's pumped up to Lukaku. He seals Romagnoli with his back. Hakimi comes for the overlap. Tonali follows him, tries to foul him, doesn't get it done. Hakimi keeps going. He switches it to the left-hand side. It's like a 3-on-1, 3-on-2 situation. Ends up for a Lautaro tap in. Nothing anyone can do about that. Once it got to the left side, there was nothing anyone can do. Then 3-0. Basically, same thing in terms of counterattack, pumped up the ball to Lukaku. Lukaku has the pace. He's running. There's already, like, let's say, 10 feet of space between him and Romagnoli when the ball gets there. Kessi's running back. He's not fast enough to keep up with Lukaku. Lukaku's running. Romagnoli's retreating. On pace. Lukaku's obviously trying to go his left leg. He's level with Romagnoli. He plays it off one extra touch far and uses his pace, gets there, shoots, and Gigio gets beat on his near post. Not the finest goalkeeping moment there. Alright, now that we've gone over that fucking whole run or whatever of what just happened, alright, let's just discuss what I think. Let's say what I take away from the game. Not much, honestly. I mean, they were better than us and they deserve to win, so like I'm not even gonna try that. The goalkeeper saves. Look, I'm never a fan of like, oh, they got lucky because a goalkeeper made saves. I hate that narrative. I mean, like, we pay these guys a lot of money so that they can make those saves. They can win us points, and that's what Handanovic did. Fair enough. He was the captain. He gets paid a hell of a lot of money, and he made saves that probably. I'm not gonna go all the way, but at least he put Inter in a very, very advantageous position now in the title race. So fair enough. If Gigio made those same saves on the other side, I wouldn't call us lucky. We pay him €6 million a year. He's supposed to make those, or like we pay him that much so that he can make those incredible saves. If all I wanted was the average save that any goalkeeper can make, then why don't I just get an average goalkeeper? I get extraordinary goalkeepers to make extraordinary saves, the same way I get extraordinary strikers to get me extraordinary goals. So there's that. Look, let's get to the narratives. Everybody wants to go on about Romagnoli now, okay? Romagnoli's finished. We have to sell him in the summer. We have to do this. All these guys are talking about, oh, this guy sucked. Oh, he stagnated. I've seen even some idiots talk about, oh, he flourished he shined in a bad side, and therefore he's not actually good. No, you idiot. It's harder to play in a bad side. I don't understand this whole thing. Like, oh, he flourished in a bad side. Oh, really? That's what it was. So he played for Italy and he was highly touted by all of these clubs just because he was on a bad side. So only you guys, the guys who just say, oh, it was a bad team, so everybody on that team was bad. Only those guys. Well, I mean, the team was bad last year. This Milan team right here was bad last year. Half those players are now the team that's kind of challenging for the title. So does that mean they're bad because they were bad last year? No, because there's nuance to this fucking sport, and there's more than that. The Romagnoli, he made 2 mistakes the entire game, okay? He made a mistake with the first goal, letting Lukaku get beaten for pace, okay? And ultimately, that's not the mistake that cost the goal, but it was still a mistake. And then again, he makes a mistake in an incident I didn't actually mention in the summary, but an incident where Lukaku is matched up on Kjaer as Barella has the ball. Barella is running and Lukaku makes a diagonal run. He tussles a little bit with Kjaer and then he breaks off of that and goes in a diagonal run. Now he's behind Romagnoli. It's Romagnoli's responsibility not to be ball watching at that moment and to follow that run. He doesn't. Lukaku gets the ball. He cuts back. He shoots. Gigio saves. Those are the only 2 real mistakes he made. The second goal, that's not his fault, okay? Lukaku seals him. There's nothing he can do. The only thing he can do is foul Lukaku. And if he'd done that, you would have all said that was a mistake. Okay, so there's nothing he can do. He can't poke the ball in because Lukaku already has a position on him. And once Lukaku seals you, a guy that big with that level of technique, you're not getting the ball. You're either fouling him or you're watching him. Now, the responsibility there is in everybody else's hands. So, Theo Hernandez and Tonali, you two were the ones in that area. Okay, you two were the other Milan defenders in that area or other Milan players in that area. It's your responsibility that when Hakimi starts running for the overlap, it's your responsibility to cut him off, ideally. Okay, but if he does get the ball, Tonali, you have to fucking foul at that moment. You have to. It was going in for a 3-on-2. It's your responsibility, not just to impede him a little bit. Make sure he gets to the ground. You're getting a yellow card, it's fine. It's a sacrifice you got to be willing to take at that moment. And he tries to foul him, but it doesn't come off. And the goal happens. Then the third goal, which everybody this is the kind of stuff that just makes me, you guys don't understand defending. Clearly, if you think that was a defensive mistake, you guys don't understand defending. Okay? Unless you're Virgil van Dijk, okay? Unless you're Rio Ferdinand, unless you're somebody who's just blessed with an incredible amount of pace, you can't do anything with that goal. Okay? Yes, I get it. Lukaku went to his strong foot, but what can you do at that point? You're already, as soon as Lukaku touches the ball, it was Kessi's man to begin with, and as soon as he touches the ball, there's already 10 yards between him, 10 feet between him and Romagnoli. So these idiots on the timeline want Romagnoli to push up, right, and try to reduce the space and try to push him. That's not how it works. If you do that, Lukaku's going to either turn around, shield the ball, wait for somebody else, and now you're wildly out of possession, or he's simply going to beat you for pace. Because he can do that. He could just pump the ball up a little bit and push, because Kjaer was all the way up the field. There was nobody in behind. He made the right decision. He retreated. He gave Lukaku as tough an angle as you could possibly give in that situation. Lukaku just shot it well. Okay? And Gigi has to make that save at his near post. So, ultimately, that wasn't a defensive mistake. And a lot of the things that people have highlighted, I'm going to do a Romagnoli video at some point. Just a video about like all these mistakes that people want. Most of the stuff that people on the timeline highlight as Romagnoli mistakes are not mistakes. They're just you don't understand what the fuck defending takes and what the fuck a defender is supposed to do at that moment. Okay? 99% of the time, all defending boils down to is, what can I get the person, this attacker, to take the worst possible shot? That's what he did. He gave Lukaku the worst possible shot given the circumstances. Now, because Lukaku is such a fucking incredible striker, it still ended up to being a great shot. But in terms of all the shots he could have given, alright, if he had done what you guys wanted him to do, which was cover the space and face him head on, he'd been beaten for pace easily. And I want to make this clear, okay? If you switch Kjaer and Romagnoli's roles in the game, and Kjaer is the one-on-one with Lukaku, the game happens exactly the same way. Absolutely nothing changes. Nothing. Because Kjaer isn't fast either, and Romagnoli, and he's not, most of those possessions weren't Romagnoli mistakes. Kjaer would have done the exact same thing because he's smart, and he knows fundamentally all you can do is limit attackers like that. And he would have done the exact same stuff, and the game would have happened the exact same way. Sometimes, an attacker just does things a defender can't do anything about. Okay? When Lukaku shields the ball with that size and that athleticism and that technical ability that he has, then what can you do? He buys himself 7 seconds of time to make a decision. And he's not going to make a wrong decision when he has all that time. It's an incredible thing to have. Now I'm going to talk about Pioli. I saw this a little bit on my timeline. Thank God, just a little bit. Because if I had seen it too much, I might have just done the whole fucking video on that just insane, that baffling level of stupidity. Do you understand who the fuck you're talking about? Do you understand that this guy was at the top of the league for like 20 fucking weeks? Is that what the fuck do you not understand it? Do you not look at a league table and see we're second? 4 points off the top? If I asked you where this fucking team was going to finish at the beginning of the season, max, the best any of you could have fucking said was third. No, actually, I'm wrong. Fourth. Fourth is the best any of you could have said. Fourth. Okay? We're in second. 17 points. 17 points. Improvement from last season. 17. That's 5 wins. That's almost 6 wins. Do you understand 17-point difference is? 17 points. 6 wins is the difference between 10th and 2nd. That's how good we are. That's how much of an improvement Pioli has made. And I will tell you this right fucking now. All these idiots, those fucking morons that want to talk about Pioli, I will tell you this right now. And this isn't going to happen. Okay? But if we finished 5th this season, if we collapsed completely and we finished 5th, I would still want him as my manager next year. Okay? Now that's not going to happen. We are going to finish in the top 4. And I think we're going to beat Roma and go on another one of those runs. But I'm telling you right now, I like no manager in this entire club in the past 10 years has earned more faith and more benefit of that than this guy. And you guys are talking all kinds of fucking nonsense. I don't even care if it's fucking Allegri. I simply do not care. The same way you idiots, the same way you used to say, oh, get rid of Kessie and get rid of Hakan and get rid of Calabria because this is your favorite buzzword. We need Champions League players. knowing damn well you guys don't even fucking acknowledge what the hell a Champions League level player is. Okay? The same way you used to say that, and now those same 3 guys are about to be Champions League level players. Those same 3 guys are about to be Champions League level players. Now you're talking about, oh well, purely, all this and that. Well, if Allegri, you need Allegri. You can't pass up the chance. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And you will. And you should. Okay? It's fucking ridiculous. He's second in the league. He said it's blasphemous. It's fucking incredible how stupid you guys have to be talking about Pioli at this moment in time. It's just embarrassing. Have some shame. God damn it, man. Alright, so for the other side, they beat us. They're top of the league now. And then I gotta talk about the 2 major signings they made to get to this point in Barella and Lukaku. I mean, just fair enough, man. Fair enough. Incredible business. I always thought Lukaku was this player. I always thought he could be this player, right? I always thought, and the moment they signed that, they made that signing, I thought, what a great signing. Like, he's going to replace Icardi. I will admit, I did not expect him to be this good. But the Barella one has caught me by surprise. I definitely didn't expect him to be this good. But he is. He's so fucking silk. He's so smooth, man. It's incredible. I mean, fair enough. He's a great player. I can't even lie. Still would not trade him for Kessie or Benasser, by the way, just in case any Inter fans were wondering. But fair enough, man. Great player. But the guy, like, just an attack unto himself, Lukaku, man. I was in awe, honestly, watching the game. Like, surely the fucking, he doesn't play well in big games. Surely that narrative has to go. It can't continue. He's so good, man. He's so good. He gets anything he wants. One of the best hold-up strikers I've ever seen. And possibly, I'm not even going to lie, like, it's game on game on game. I can't even think of anyone as good as him. He might be the best hold-up striker I've ever seen in my life. Playing with him, like Lautaro's role, playing with him must be the easiest fucking thing in the world. Because as soon as Lukaku receives the ball, like, the decision-making is so easy because everyone's making overlaps because they know how much time he's about to get on the ball. It's just... And credit to Conte, man. Like, I saw this quote a while back, how, like, he was saying, for the first 3 months, Conte did nothing but train me with my back to goal. He would put Ranocchia behind me and ask him to go hard against me. Pause. Every time I lost the ball, we had to restart the drill. So, like, you do that for 3 months, every time you get the ball, you're going to be incredible at sealing the defender and not letting them get anything on it. How I would try to... I was during the game, I was just sitting there thinking, like, okay, how do you try to stop this? What do you do? I think the best I could come up with was you take the defensive midfielder, let's say Kessie in this case, right? You take Kessie and you have him mark Lukaku the entire time until Lukaku goes deeper into the opposition half. So when he comes up, he comes down all the way to the halfway line a lot, right? And he receives the ball, or he'll come back, draw the center back, and then turn and run as he did with Romagnoli the first goal. So my solution, I think the best solution I have, is have the midfielder shade him the entire time, have the center back be back, okay? Give him that cushion of space, and have the midfielder be the one to mark Lukaku. And once Lukaku, so that when Lukaku receives the ball, any overlaps are still at least going to be met by the center back, okay? Whereas when Romagnoli is the one who's shading Lukaku, as soon as the overlaps come, that's the last line of defense. So somebody has to come from in front and track the runner all the way back. That's my best solution, because this guy is just unbelievable, man. Just an offense unto himself. I just don't think there's any striker in the world. I was trying to think about it the other day. How many other strikers in the world right now could do what he does? Like the same game plan. If Inter played the exact same way and they replaced him, and they had to replace him with a striker, how many strikers could do what he does? Maximum. The best, like, maximum I could think of was Kane. Just because he has the passing ability and the hold up. He doesn't have the strength or the speed. Or he does have the strength, but he doesn't have the speed. So that's the closest thing I can get. And when you have a striker like that's so well rounded and so elite at so many things, it's just fair enough, man. It's just an incredible player. And like these narratives had to start dying. Like the bad touch narrative, that's a lie now. The doesn't play well in big games, that has been a lie for a while, but now it's just a complete fucking lie. The whole, he scores goals, but you don't actually know where those goals are for. Well, now you fucking do. Now they're at the top of the league, and he's their top scorer, and he's incredible. And every fucking time they come up even against Juventus when he didn't score, he got everything. He had like 3 key passes that game. He created chance after chance after chance. He could have had 3 goals of his own, but he didn't. He's their entire offense. And fair play, it's an incredible, incredible signing. Like, if you told me that they were going to sell Icardi and get better, if you told me that 3 years ago, I would have called you an idiot. Like, it's just very impressive. I have to give them credit.